Well, hello, everybody. Welcome to my first podcast. This is my first podcast. It is called The Lexi Show. Why should we do anything different? Why should I come up with a special name? It's The Lexi Show. But today I have a co-host friend of mine. Her name is Safana. How are you, Safana?
I'm wonderful. Thank you for having me. I'm excited to be here.
Yeah. Safana is absolutely nuts. She's crazy. She has a crazy testimony, but that's a whole other podcast that you would not believe. Just to give you a little tidbit. Before we go into the whole podcast. Well, okay, we'll get to that in a minute. I just want to thank my producer, Garret. Shout out to you, Garret. Shout out to NCM Studios. We are powered by NCM Studios, and we are sponsored by my company, GeekCosmetics.com. GeekCosmetics.com, where you can get beautiful mink lashes. You see how my voice changed? Mink lashes, yeah, glitters and shimmers and eyeshadows, oh my, and matte lipsticks and lip lacquers and everything that you need in this world, and blush and
I can't.
highlighter.
I'm unable.
Okay, but anyway, all right, we are moving on. So again, back to my co-host. So welcome to the Lexi Show, because this is what it is. I'm all over the place. We're going to give you everything from lifestyle to opinions to, we're going to give out an award each day. But right now, talking about my co-host Safana that is here today. She has an interesting life, and we'll get to that on another podcast. But just to give you just a little bit of who she is saved, sanctified, and filled with the precious gift of the Holy Ghost. But she robbed a bank. Back in the day. Craig, you didn't know that, did you?
I did not know that.
Garret, did you know that?
Not at all.
She robbed a bank. Like, she went to prison. Like, yeah, it got quiet in the room.
Yeah.
She absolutely. So, real quick, just tell the people, how long did you stay in prison? Like, this is real talk. Like, real talk.
It really happened.
She did time.
I did. I robbed the bank by myself when I was 20.
So, you set it off.
I did.
You saw the movie and you got inspired.
Let me tell you something. I felt a kindredness with the movie. And it wasn't my inspiration. Happy ever.
Why did you rob a bank?
Why not? No. Why not? I mean, so many things that you can do.
Yeah. You just needed some money. You just needed
That was the real truth.
pocket cash.
It was
and
the truth.
Robbing a
And
bank. Banks have money. I need money. It makes sense.
makes sense to me.
Safana, we're moving on.
I'm just saying.
We're moving on. It actually happened. We'll get to that at another time. She has a book, and we'll get to that later on in the podcast. But let's get started. We're going to start off with current events. Current events news is where we're going this week. We lost a legend, a queen, if you will. That word, that name, that word, the noun, queen, is being overused. The word legend, the word icon, it's overused, and it's not earned.
It's being thrown around.
It's being thrown around. But she earned the name queen, icon, legend. Cicely Tyson has gone home to be with the Lord. She was from Harlem, New York City, born in 1924. She was an actress. She was a model. She actually got started as an actress first, and she was discovered as a model first. As a model first. And she had me at the autobiography of Miss Jane Pittman. When I saw that, that was it for me. I was like, whoever she is, she's amazing. And that was in 1974. Yeah. And so she was amazing. And then she went on to do so many other things. She was awesome in How to Get Away with Murder. She was great in The Help. I mean, we could go on and on. She was married twice. Not just to Miles Davis, because a lot of us know her being married to Miles Davis.
Sure.
But she was also married to, I did my homework, Kenneth Franklin, some guy named Kenneth Franklin. And he abandoned her and her son after 18 months of marriage.
I never knew that.
And it took her years to get a divorce. She just waited, and and went through all that. I didn't know that. And she didn't get married till many, many, many years later to Miles Davis. Now, when her and Miles met, I mean, that was an interesting story.
Yeah.
When her and Miles met, he was getting a divorce. Yeah, he was getting a divorce, and but he put her on the cover of his album. So that was messy at the time. He put her on the cover of his album, and then he told the world in an interview, I'm going to marry her, right? I'm going to marry her, and I'm going to do it next year as soon as this divorce is finished. When the divorce was finished, he married somebody else.
I never knew that.
Now, she's on the album cover. He said to the world, I'm going to get married to her as soon as my divorce is over. As soon as his divorce is over, he married somebody else. And it wasn't until 10 years later that he came back. They started dating again, dated for 4 years, another 4 years, and then they got married.
Ain't nobody got time.
She divorced his butt due to infidelity. His temper was bad and all that. She divorced him 2 years before he died. She got out just in time.
Amen.
Here. But I mean, this is just the story she could tell.
I'm sure. I mean, when you have a power couple like that,
That was crazy.
can you imagine the behind the scenes?
Oh my God.
Can you imagine the gatherings?
Oh my God. They got married at Bill Cosby's house.
Can you imagine Black Hollywood?
I couldn't even imagine. Well, he credits her for getting off of drugs. He credits her.
That's awesome.
He absolutely credits her. So, I mean, rest in him, Cicely Tyson. Let's move on. Another person that we have to say goodbye to is Dustin Diamond.
Yeah.
Dustin Diamond, you guys know him as Screech from Saved by the Bell. That was one of my favorite shows, Saved by the Bell. I love Saved by the Bell. People are saying that he wasn't the nicest guy.
I've heard that for years.
What is that about?
And you know what?
They said they saw him on Celebrity Fit Club, and that he wasn't the nicest guy.
Yeah.
Did you see him on
Yes, and it has been common knowledge throughout the industry that not only was he just not nice, he was downright mean.
Was he mean?
That's the consensus, that he was mean, which would make sense. I mean, of course you don't want to see people
No.
pass or transition, especially from illness like he did.
Yeah.
But, studies show that when you have a poor disposition, you have a raggedy attitude, it can actually accelerate illness. So,
Yeah, like unforgiveness
Yes.
and all of that. It
can accelerate
He was
it.
44 years old. He was diagnosed with this relentless form of malignant cancer just 3 weeks ago.
Yeah.
So it had already ravished him, and he didn't know. And they said he wasn't suffering in pain when he passed. So he had mercy on that. But so there we go. We say goodbye to Dustin Diamond. Again, in the news, Kanye West stays in the news. Kanye West faces 2 class action lawsuits that amount to about $30 million in damages for failure to pay up. Remember all of those big concerts he was doing? Well, people weren't getting paid. And workers and singers say that they would sit in places and rehearsals for hours at a time, just sit on the floor because there wasn't enough chairs and all of that. They said that Kanye would just walk through and just say to his people, make it happen. And they would make it happen and worry about, the rest later. Well, now the rest is later. And now he's being sued. Hairdressers, actors. Remember that big Nebuchadnezzar thing that he did? The big Nebuchadnezzar thing at the Hollywood Bowl that he put on? People didn't get paid.
Makeup artists.
Makeup artists weren't getting paid. Hairstylists weren't getting paid. Wardrobe stylists weren't getting paid. The singers themselves weren't getting paid.
Production assistants.
300 people backstage weren't getting paid. Kanye, you got it. Where's the money at?
Yeah.
What's I don't know. I don't know what's happening, but somebody gonna get paid because now you're getting sued, sir. And so the performers, they're pissed. And for the Nebuchadnezzar thing, that he hired actors to sit in the audience.
Who knew?
So that's why I tell y'all, don't just sit and govern your life by what you see on the gram.
Yeah.
Some of this stuff is staged, just like the girl in the Mickey Mouse. Garret, I want you to run this piece of film here, where the postal worker or UPS, whoever she worked for, it was so staged.
First of all, if I'm at work and you request something like this of me,
Well, first of all,
who has time?
as you can see, through the footage that Garret is putting on the screen right now. This lady is supposed to be some type of postal worker, and she's dropping off packages, and supposedly somebody left these signs, and she's ripping off the signs.
No, ma'am.
And she's ripping off the signs and is telling her what to do. Could
No,
you
ma'am.
please wait for my child?
No, ma'am.
And please put on the Mickey Mouse, and there's
ma'am.
$200 under the mat.
No, ma'am.
Ain't nobody got time. I got
nobody.
a Sans. Some of y'all don't know what that is. Z5B. Somebody who crossed with me, my sorority sister. My Sans is a postal worker. I got friends that are postal workers. They ain't got time. I got friends that work for UPS and Amazon. They like, dog, I got a shift.
That's right.
I ain't got time.
And I don't know you.
I don't know your kid. And look at the kid. The kid was so staged. I'm just saying, I can't.
And how, because you don't know me, you don't know what kind of postal worker is going to show up.
You don't know nothing about why do I want you around my child. Sit down.
I have so many questions.
And the child wasn't even a good actor. The child was like, thank you so much for this gift. Oh, my.
Are you Mickey?
Oh, my God. Rapper Silento is charged with murdering his cousin. Now, you may not know him. I don't even know if I'm pronouncing his name right, but he was responsible for the song Watch Me Nay Nay. Am I doing it right? I have a kid in college. I'm not up on the... I don't know if... Am I doing it right? You do it then. Thank you. Okay, so rapper Silento is charged with killing his cousin, authorities say. 23-year-old rapper is accused of killing his 34-year-old Frederick Rooks, and he was booked in the DeKalb County Jail in the early hours of January 21st.
What does that backstory look like?
What's going on in the family?
Something's happening.
I don't know. I don't know.
I'm just saying.
I don't know what's happening. That is the current news. And of course, there's a lot going on.
A lot going on.
And a lot of it's not good. So there's your current news. Rest in peace, Cicely Tyson, Dustin Diamond. And we're moving on. We have to move on to the next portion of our show. Geek Cosmetics is amazing makeup that offers highly pigmented products for the basic beginner as well as the professional makeup artist. Geek Cosmetics has stunning eyeshadow palettes, lip glosses, creamy semi-matte lipsticks, and liquid matte lipsticks, and a wide array of styles of mink lashes to fit your every mood. And don't forget your blush palette and your highlighter palette, and so much more. To get your Geek beat, visit GeekCosmetics.com. That's Geet, G-E-A-T, Cosmetics.com. All right, so here's our segment. It's called Facts That I Don't Care About. Former President Trump's 5 impeachment defense attorneys have left a little more than a week before his trial is set to begin. And everybody's quitting because they have a disagreement over his legal strategy.
I can give you another fact that I'm sure you don't care about.
Go.
Okay. So according to current news, the Attorney General here in Michigan is calling for the disbarment of several of those attorneys that helped him with the fraudulent mail election tampering story.
Let's give it a moment of silence.
All right.
Okay.
We don't care.
I don't care.
Not at all.
I actually hope that you guys do get disbarred.
Yeah, I hope she's successful.
Yeah, I hope it happens.
Yeah.
That you spent all those years in school. That you took all those classes. And now it's all for naught.
For naught.
And you don't know what you're going to do with your life from here on out. I think it's apropos. Let's move on. What else don't I care about? Michael B. Jordan and Lori Harvey are dating.
We don't care.
I wish I cared more. But
Now, if he were dating me, I'd care.
That's something to care about.
I mean, let's care.
Let's
care a while.
a lot. That's a lot to care about.
Let's care a while.
Oh,
here.
we
can care.
I'd care.
Huh?
But Lori Harvey?
No.
Does it make her a bad person that she gets around? No, it does not. She's in
No?
her 20s.
No?
She's in her 20s.
Doesn't make her a bad
The
person.
things that I did in my 20s,
Listen.
I
well,
can't judge.
I was robbing a bank, so. We talked about this already.
You talk about it, but
Yeah.
it gets better and better every
So,
time we say it.
I mean, you know. So,
I was in my 20s. I was just getting out of college and
he was doing stuff?
I was doing a lot of stuff.
I mean, you know. And I don't think it makes her a bad person.
I was still saved though, but I was
Hey.
doing my thing.
Hey.
Doing
Listen.
a lot of things.
Come on.
Okay. So Lori, just slow it down a bit. Just
Is what I would
because it's
say.
hot. Hot pocket. just a little hot. It's a little hot. You just wanted to cool off just a little bit. Just let it breathe.
Let's get a wave offering.
Yeah. So some other facts. Popeyes is getting rid of some of their sides, their green beans and Cajun rice.
We don't care.
Are you getting rid of the sandwich? Because as long as you're not getting rid of the sandwich, I'm okay.
What about the biscuits? Do we care about the biscuits?
Well, the biscuits are hard.
They're like hockey pucks.
They're a little hard, and we need to probably need to change the ingredients on that.
I think so.
But we're moving on.
Right.
So those are things that we probably don't.
Another
thing, Wendy Williams is claiming that she hooked up with Method Man.
That's a scary thought. I don't want to care about that. Scary.
Have you seen Wendy?
I don't look at Wendy.
No one looks at Wendy. They just listen to what she's talking about, but no one's looking. So Method Man, of course, is like, why are you telling it? But Wendy was cute back in the day.
When?
Before she started.
When was Wendy cute?
If
What
you look
day?
at the old
day?
pictures before she started messing with her face.
No, ma'am.
Before she started looking like
No, ma'am. No, ma'am. When was Wendy cute?
She
That's a fact that
she
people
looked
need.
better.
Ma'am.
Okay.
You tried it.
Okay, here's a statement from Tamika Smith, who is the wife of Method Man. For years, I kept my silence while Wendy Williams launched a constant verbal attacks against my husband and myself and our family. In the past, I ignored her lies, innuendos, and blatant attempts to provoke us. But Wendy has proven again and again that she is incapable of decency. Her obsession with our lives has reached a new low, and I'm tired of taking the high road. That's what she said. Her career is on life support. Her husband has abandoned her, and her ratings for all of her projects are down. She's desperate for attention, blah, blah, blah. For the record, my marriage is solid. My husband continues to enjoy his successful career, and she will continue to be the most miserable on the planet. That is what Method Man's wife says. Who cares?
I was going to say, I mean, all facts.
Who cares?
Of which we don't really.
No one cares.
I don't think we should.
I wish I cared more.
I don't want to care more.
Yeah, I don't. And
Goofy
Goofy Goober Knucklehead McSpazatron Award is what I like to give out. And they don't know what they're doing. They don't know what's happening. So today's Goofy Goober Knucklehead McSpazatron Award goes to some cops from Rochester, New York. You may have heard of this.
Yay, well deserved.
Yes,
Yay.
yes. Well, they were called because a 9-year-old girl was threatening. She was talking about suicide, and she was talking about killing her mother, and just having allegedly having a mental breakdown. And so the body cameras shows that on Friday these cops were trying to restrain her, and she was asking to see her father.
Yes.
And they pepper sprayed her. Go.
At 9. 9 years old. I'm wondering what kind of training you missed.
Your whole cops.
Grown men.
Okay.
That you could not restrain a 9-year-old girl.
I can restrain a 9-year-old girl.
And
Try me.
And you know what I continue to misunderstand is that when there are calls for mental health issues, mental health episodes, why are we still calling the police?
Yeah.
Why are we not calling mental health professionals?
Yes.
Why do we keep seeing these episodes where police who are not trained?
They're not trained in that.
For extensive situations with people that are having mental health issues.
Absolutely.
To apprehend and or de-escalate the situation.
Now, shouldn't police be trained in that? Because they are getting a lot of those calls. People are crazy out here. They're walking around with guns. Some of them, they're out here.
I think that there is a place for some training.
Okay.
But to be the first call of action
Yeah.
for a person that's having a mental health episode,
Yeah.
I think is irresponsible.
Gotcha.
And I don't think it's appropriate, and it's not in the best interest of the person that's having the issue.
Yeah.
And I think, in addition to that, in defense of those officers that do a good job,
Yeah.
that it puts an area of strain on them that I don't believe fits the job description.
Okay. I'll give you that. Well, on their body cameras, I'm surprised that they were on,
That part.
because we've had problems with that. They couldn't restrain the 9-year-old girl, so they pepper sprayed her. So you guys get the Goofy Goober Knucklehead McSpazatron Award for not being able to restrain a 9-year-old girl without pepper spraying her. All you got to do is just hold her. She's okay.
Congratulations.
She's okay. So we give that to you.
Yay.
God bless and be encouraged.
Yay.
We're moving on. We're moving into our next segment, which is we always have a moment to talk about relationships. And so we have our relationship expert as well as my co-host, Safana Samples is here. She has written a book called Successfully Single.
Successfully Single, 7 Secrets to Pursuing Your Purpose.
Yes.
And maximizing your season of singleness. And it is not about getting your boo. How about that?
Y'all don't want to hear that. So here's the thing. Today I wanted to ask her the question, what are we doing wrong as women? Now, don't come for me. Don't you do it. Don't come for me. A lot of y'all, when I had my friend Chris Reed, the doc Reed, and he's a relationship expert. He does it for a living. And they would say, why is he talking to women? Why isn't he talking to the men? Well, here's the thing. A lot of stuff that happened to me that was wrong in relationships, I was allowing it to happen.
Let's talk about that.
Okay. And the Bible says that the enemy, the devil, he comes as a roaring lion seeking who he may devour. That means
Optional.
if I don't let him devour me, I won't be devoured. So the same works in a relationship. If I don't let someone treat me bad, then I won't be treated bad. If I don't accept what they're giving me, then I know that makes sense.
Absolutely.
I don't need an amen section.
And the more
because I lived it.
Yeah. The more empowered you are,
Yeah.
empowerment gives you the ability to make better decisions.
Yeah.
And so if you are ill-equipped, disempowered, then you will continue to make the decisions that landed you in the place that you don't desire to be in the first place.
Yeah.
And a lot of people don't want to hear that because they believe that being an adult makes them grown. And being an adult does not necessarily make you grown.
So what are we doing wrong? Just name one thing that we as women do wrong that we could change, that we can change. And some of y'all who don't want to hear it, that's fine. That's fine. Go on and do something else. Here.
How much time we have?
No, just you got 2 minutes.
I just asked.
No.
No?
Just,
Okay.
because this is her wheelhouse. This is where she goes.
We can
Name one thing.
How deep we want.
One thing. No, just one thing.
Okay. Well, the main thing
The main thing.
is that we don't know who we are, and so we refused to gain an identity. Because if you truly know who you are,
Yeah.
and you know the value and the worth of who you have identified yourself to be,
Yeah.
there are just some things you won't accept.
That's true. Ooh, we.
So the main thing is we look for, and out of that spawns our desire to look outside of ourselves for so many different things.
Absolutely.
For identity, for validation, for
Compliments,
affirmation.
or
absolutely.
Make me feel I'm pretty.
Yes,
make
me.
Make me happy.
Make me.
Yeah.
All of it is to make me.
Yeah, wow.
Because I am not a person that has self-assessed to the degree that I know who I am. So I am unable to make me.
Wow.
So I want you to make me.
That can't happen.
Make me whatever.
Yeah.
Insert adverb here.
Yeah.
Make me feel pretty.
Yeah.
Make me feel valued.
Yeah.
Make me feel loved.
Wow.
Make me feel accomplished. Make me feel useful. Make me.
Yeah.
I give the responsibility to you.
Wow.
Because I don't have the responsibility in and of myself because I am unfamiliar with who I am.
Yeah.
So the biggest thing I would say is that we lack identity. And out of that lack of identity is a lack of value and self-worth.
So when you understand who you are and you become happy with yourself. And I know that's a buzzword and everybody's talking about that. And I'm so happy with myself and I'm so happy in my skin. And I'm just, oh my God.
Does the voice go with it? That's the voice?
This is the voice.
That's the
I'm so, and the hands too.
And
the hands.
And
I'm so happy with
and
myself.
and the head shake.
And I'm in all of this. It's
okay.
this.
It's right there.
And I'm over it because people say it and nobody, it's like very rarely do people mean it.
And let me tell you what the indicator of that is when you're unwilling to do the work. First of all, you have to be willing to self-assess or have someone to assess you.
Self-assessment is a beast.
And
because you got to sit there and you say, I'm not okay in this area. I suck.
And if you self-assess,
yeah.
if you self-assess well and thoroughly,
yeah.
when someone else is invited to help you to review your self-assessment,
yeah.
if you're honest, you'll be more open to their assessment, their accompaniment to what you've already been willing to start as it relates to your process. So many people want to change, but they don't want the process.
Yeah.
So many people want the change, but they don't want the work.
Yeah.
Because as soon as it starts getting hard, we use that as an opt-out.
Yeah, we opt out.
We can do hard things,
yes,
but
we
we have been conditioned by society, by social media, and by our circles. Because here's the thing, if you are the best in your circle, you will never live up to the fact that that's that circle best.
Sure. Yeah. Yeah. It's like the big fish in a little pond.
It doesn't mean that you have arrived. It doesn't mean that you're whole. And a lot of people, here's another thing, especially within Christian circles.
Don't go there. You're going too far.
I'm going to go.
No, you're going too far.
That's where I'm going to go. Shoes are laced, huh? Especially in Christian circles. What tends to happen is we over-spiritualize everything.
Oh.
And when you
Shots fired.
when you
Man down.
I'm just saying, when you over spiritualize everything, and when you take the attitude that you have arrived, like we hear buzzwords like purpose, we hear and it's in the title of my book, we hear the word whole.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, absolutely.
And because people don't even understand what purpose is, people don't understand what wholeness is, we hear wholeness.
Right.
And we equate it to perfection. And so
and that ain't it.
It's not. And so if you don't understand that on a base level, you will always say, you would defend your ability to opt out of the work, because ain't nobody ever gonna be perfect.
Does that go with that?
No,
Your hands?
it does.
What are we doing?
With this here.
Okay.
And the fingers up. And it's a swag with it.
Okay.
It's a zig and a zag. Can't have one without the other. So when you have a word like wholeness, and the work that's required to get you to a place of wholeness, or the process within getting to wholeness,
like therapy.
Yeah. Or coaching.
I went and got therapy.
Yep. It's part of the process.
And it worked.
Yeah.
I found out a lot of things about myself.
Me
Things
too.
that I was scared of.
Me too.
Oh, but that's a whole nother podcast. That's a whole nother podcast that we deal with as women. Scared of being alone. Scared I'm gonna grow old by myself.
Because people think that being alone is the same thing as being lonely, and it's not.
Ooh. And so then we make mistakes, and then we get a nigga that we really don't need, and that is not good for us because we're
not
just afraid
compatible.
Okay.
But if you don't know yourself,
we're moving on.
If you don't know yourself, you don't even know what compatibility is for you.
Yeah.
You don't know.
Yeah.
So you're willing to accept anything and anybody that brings you anything.
Has anybody out there ever done that?
I'm just saying.
Just accepted someone and you knew that they weren't right for you. You knew that they were you were living beneath your privilege, but you did it anyway?
That they wear red flags. They don't just present them, they wear them.
Huh?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yep.
And, and you did some things. And
twice.
And maybe that thing was all right.
Yeah, it was twice on Tuesday.
And then it...
Did it again.
And then you did it
on Thursday.
But you shouldn't have been with him.
On Monday.
Okay. We're moving on. Okay, so Lexi's opinion. This is the segment called Lexi's opinion. It's a touchy one, and I don't even know if I have a real opinion. Now this segment, it could be as trivial as sugar or salt and pepper with grits, or it can be as complicated as who wore this dress at the Oscars. Was it bomb or not? It can go all over the place. Today, my opinion about the vaccine.
Uh-oh. This ought to be good.
Plies, you know Plies, the rapper, he said, I'm getting vaccinated, Garret. It's my producer. Plies said, I'm getting vaccinated the first chance I get. He said, how I look at it is I put things in my body every single day, and I don't know where it comes from. I didn't trust, he said, I done trusted the weed man. He said, who I didn't know. He said, I done ate from food trucks. I don't know if the food is fresh or not. I done drunk Hennessy and Red Blue and survived. He said, I should be straight. He has a point.
He's calculated the risks.
He's calculated the risk. Now, here's the thing. My mom is a doctor. She is a board-certified internal medicine physician. And she has taken the vaccine.
Okay.
She's taken both doses.
Okay.
And she has told me, Lex, I'm fine. I feel good and all of that. And my aunt, her sister, took it, who's also a doctor. Mm-hmm. And so they've taken it. Now, I was the first. Now, I wish they would. And they're going to have to put me in a straight jacket and stick the needle in my arm. I'm going to fight. My mom had it. My aunt had it. A few people I know have gotten it. This is supposed to be the segment where I give an opinion. I still don't have one. All I know is I've loosened up a little. At first I was like, absolutely not. Y'all not going to, test the black folks for da-da-da-da-da. And I don't trust Bill Gates. I still don't trust Bill Gates. Mm-hmm. I don't know what his involvement is with everything. But what do you think, Savannah?
Ooh, child.
It's a hard one.
It is hard
because my sister has COVID right now. Mm-hmm. Yeah, my sister literally has COVID right now.
Wow.
And she's okay. Mm-hmm. She lost her, taste and smell and everything, bad cough and all that. But thank God, no ventilator, no anything, and she's good.
Yeah.
But I think that becomes, that's through youth, taking care of herself, and so forth and so on. Now she's saying she was totally against it, and now she's saying, I'll get it. I'll get it.
Yeah, I think it's really, really...
It changed for her.
It's super personal, It's super personal. And I think I am one who... Initially, I was like you,
Yeah.
I was just like, yeah, please. And in our community, of course, you have to acknowledge the fact that stems from the trauma associated with the Tuskegee experiment.
Yes.
Right.
But let me say this. It's in the news right now. It's in the news right now that I believe it's in New York. There was a place where, I wish I had it in front of me, but I just read it this morning that they had a place where it's highly populated with Latinos. Mm-hmm. It's in the news right now. It's highly populated with Latinos, and the mayor had set it up for the Latino, it was a pop-up spot for Latinos to get the vaccine. Mm-hmm. White people swarmed the place. So it's in the news now. Wow. And the mayor is pissed because he did it for the Latin population of his city.
Sure.
And white people took it over to put their arm out first.
Per usual.
Get me first, white folks said. Mm-hmm. And the Latinos were like, wait, this is our city. Y'all didn't want to even come here. Y'all came here from Que Pasa. Que Pasa. My nigga like, what? What's happening right now?
Que?
Que? And the white people getting shot up with it. So my cousin has a conspiracy theory. She thinks that they're trying to get rid of the world and all that.
Population control
and all of that.
I don't know. I am, for the most part, I am pretty anti-vaccine.
I don't even take the flu shot.
I don't either. I've never had it.
Do you take the flu shot, Garret?
I mean, so much so to where I have paperwork in place for my son. He's never been, and that, that's just something that has been a staple in my family.
Yeah.
However, I have always been the kind of person to respect, the choice of another person.
Yeah.
Right? Mm-hmm. So if you, for whatever your reasoning is, feel like it's something that you need to do, I am of the persuasion, I'm with the group of people that says, listen, 70% of y'all get it. Yeah. Huh? Yeah. And then I'm going to be all right because the majority of the people have it. If anything, I would be the person, because you have a section of people that say, we all need to get it. Right? And I just don't agree with that. I don't agree with it because...
But they're saying if we all get it, we can get back to normal.
And I understand that. But my thing is, a person that's unvaccinated is more at risk than a person that's vaccinated. So your reasoning for saying that we should all do it is not supported by the data and the history.
Yeah.
So if you have it, you're actually more dangerous to me than I am to you. It's just the same way with my son. He's not. And when I went to get the paperwork and things in place for him, my son has never been sick. But I'm a holistic kind of person.
Okay. Yeah.
We live pretty healthily.
You're drinking something with ginger in it right now.
Turmeric and right.
Come on.
So we live pretty holistically like that.
Yeah.
I mean, so when it comes to, I have always taught him that, don't ever be persuaded by people that feign a fear of the fact that you have not been vaccinated.
Right.
Because they're more of a danger to you than you are to them.
I get it.
You know what I'm saying? I think it's just, it will always boil down to choice.
So the opinion of the day is, it's up to you.
Do you, boo?
I don't know. If somebody walked in right now and said, I can give you guys the vaccine, right now they're just servicing people who are 65 and over right now, for the most part. They're doing pop-up things, but for the most part, it's 65 and above. But what if a doctor that you respected came in right now and said, I will vaccinate all of you right now?
I wouldn't.
You wouldn't do it?
No, and another thing that's weird, too, is that, like, Moderna is saying, like, you brought up...
Yeah, Moderna, yeah.
Moderna is saying that their vaccine is better for minorities as a
whole. Whoa!
Not only
Moderna
that,
is saying that it's better for minorities. Why is it better for minorities?
Because of the formulation.
What?
And not only that,
what's in that formula?
Listen.
It's all part of the same problem, though, because how are you going to, even in New York, how are you specifically going to give a vaccine to only Latinos?
It was scary when I read it, because I was like,
And you have to weigh those factors in. You do.
Yeah.
And not only that, if you look at the data, and listen, I hold stock in Pfizer. And so I wasn't mad. I said, now listen, I'm not going to take it.
Well, first she robbed a bank, and now she holds stock in Pfizer. Ain't got good.
It's a balance.
Won't you turn your life around?
The story is ever evolving, okay? So I hold stock in Pfizer. So I wasn't mad when they rolled it out. Okay?
Yeah?
I want you to keep on.
Keep on rolling it out.
Huh?
Just not put it in my arm.
I'm not going to take it.
You're not going to put out your butt cheek and put it in?
No. Nope. And here's the thing. The Pfizer vaccination is testing right now at only about 65% efficacy, right? And Moderna is, according to the data, is a little bit more effective.
Johnson & Johnson is horrible. That percentage.
I think they're like 30-something%.
I gotta get the stats.
So for me, even if I take away whatever, conspiracy theories that I consider for my home, I have to, if I just look at the data, for me, currently, and I reserve the right to change that, right?
Absolutely.
But currently, if I just weigh the data,
you're not doing it.
None of it is effective enough
for me
to risk,
for her to get it,
for me to
We're
risk.
not telling you, don't let the Lexi show convince you not to do it. If it's right for you, it was right for my mom,
then do it.
It was right for my mom, it was right for my aunt. They did it. Who knows, I may take it one day, but as for right now, for this show, this segment today, it's a no. It's a no for me. I might do it tomorrow.
And you reserve that right.
And I reserve the right. So let me just find out more and do more. I love you guys. I want to thank you for joining us for the Lexi Show. Did I cover everything, Garret? I think we covered everything. Thank you for joining the first podcast of the Lexi Show with my co-host, Savannah Samples. And I am so glad that she was here. And we're going to have you back. And next time, we might have some food up in here. I think we should discuss things over food.
I think people are more open when their mouths are open.
A little wine.
Uh-oh.
But I'm saved and sanctified, and I'm filled with the Holy Ghost.
Okay.
All
right.
So maybe the wine won't be a part of it, and maybe it will.
Maybe it will.
Because Jesus made it.
Huh?
Okay. Maybe
From
it
the
will.
water.
I'm
From
just
the
saying,
water
he
to
put
the
his finger in it, and he made it. So thank you for joining us. Thank you for joining the Lexi Show podcast, powered by NCM Studios and sponsored by GeekCosmetics.com. Don't forget to get your makeup from Geek Cosmetics. Until next time, we're out. Thanks, Garret. We out.